Deep sea animals look so weird.
They don't look weird. You look weird. I got things to say. Why do they look so weird? They're not weird. They're perfectly adapted for their environment. It would be really weird if they didn't look like that.
If we were thinking about an anglerfish, it would feel weird to us to be walking around with the fishing pole sticking out of our forehead, but to them it's an elegant solution to hunt in the deep sea.
Deep sea animals live in a very, very different environment than us. In the deep sea, it's cold, it's dark. These animals are experiencing a lot of pressure from the water and the environment they live in.
They have a lot of adaptations that make them look unique, but that actually serve to help them survive in the deep sea. For example, a lot of animals in the deep sea are transparent, which helps them remain unseen by their predators.
There's not much to hide behind in the deep sea, so you kind of have to have the ability to camouflage yourself if you're a deep sea animal. One way to do that is actually to be bright red, which seems contradictory to us because we can see bright red, but most of the animals in the deep sea actually cannot see the color red. So that's a great way to blend in into the darkness.
Being able to see in the deep sea is actually important for some animals, especially for predators who are trying to find their prey.
Some animals in the deep sea have really big eyes to pick up what tiny little bits of light are making it down into the deep sea.
Bigger eyes means more light comes in, which allows you to see when light is scarce.
For instance, the owlfish are these very glossy, kind of slate gray fish that hang out very motionless in the deep sea, but they're using these gigantic, glossy black eyes to be able to pick up visible light that we can't see.
And with those eyes, they are able to spot their prey and mates and anything that's needed to help them survive.
Many deep sea animals will eat a wide variety of prey items. Sometimes you just have to eat what you can find.
We get to eat our 3 meals a day regularly. It's readily available, but in the deep sea, there's not always a meal available to some of these fishes. Some of these fish can rapidly expand its stomach to house a prey item that's maybe even similar to its own body size, and then it just digests it for about a month or so, and it doesn't have to worry about hunting every day.
Some animals like to go fishing for their dinner. They have a lure that attracts prey items that come up, seeing if it's something to eat, and then they can capture their dinner.
The large teeth you can see on some of these very scary looking fish, like the viper fish, they're so big they extend outside their mouths and actually almost touch their eyes, but it's to ensure that once they've put in the hard work of trapping a prey item, they can actually keep it in their mouth, like a cage. Mouth cage.
For us, we think, whoa, those animals are so weird looking, like, why do they look like that? But I'm sure they would look at us and be like, why do they look so weird? They're not meant for the deep sea.
If you had never seen a flamingo or a zebra, you might think it was pretty weird. Same thing for deep sea animals. And they actually are a lot more common than people realize. It's just that they live so far away that we aren't really aware of them.
So it's all about perspective when you look at these animals and how weird they look, because really they're just adapted to live in a very different environment.